Hola hermanas, bienvenidas a ¿Quién es la más? Mi nombre es Gigi.
And I am Braulio. And before we start, remember to subscribe and rate the podcast. Please tell your friends about the show as it helps us immensely to get the word out. We appreciate all your support.
Thank you, and today we are recapping La Más Draga Season 6, Episode 9 and Episode 10. The not the final two, there's two more, but the semifinal is Episode 10. So yeah, we took a little break for Thanksgiving. So this week we will be having I think two episodes with the finale and then the reunion and then this episode. So yeah, this was pretty. It was weird because the final. I'm going ahead of myself a little bit. On episode 10, there was like how many? There was like six of them left, and they were calling it the semifinal. And I was like, how are they gonna do this? But then we saw sort of how they eliminated all of them, which I think they've done that before, haven't they? In the last season.
Possibly. I do remember them like lining them up like that. But yeah, like you said, it felt like there was a lot more queens left this time around.
Yeah, I don't know if they. I mean, obviously they planned that out, but yeah, so the first episode, let's get right into the first episode. The first episode is titled La Más Divina Infantita or Infantita. So that's kind of like the way Joni described it, it was a time period where they were making paintings or art of the Virgin Mary when she was like I guess in her young days or when she was young, but I don't know. I think I mean, that's what I got from it. So they were
Yeah,
supposed to create or present a look inspired by, I guess, the Virgin Mary in that,
in her infancy. Yeah.
yeah, in her infancy. So the thing is, they're when they present these kinds of challenges, it's cool to see because they're doing something that's based on the culture, right? But a lot
Hmm.
of the things we don't know, like the audience doesn't know about. Even Mexican people, I don't think a lot of, unless you study art or something, you wouldn't know about this time period. So
Yeah, even they like the queens often are like, I don't really know what this is, but obviously they already have a look prepared, so they know what they're going to present. But I'm sure they had to do their research too, and yeah, so which is why I think it'd be cool if they focused their the camerino time in order to discuss. I mean, the looks are already made, so at least to discuss where their inspiration came from, what they based it off of, instead of um, repeated drama that we keep getting. That's
yeah,
already like past drama.
yeah, it's so unnecessary to hear the same things over and over again. When and then even people that are not there are being referenced, and I sort of forgot about some of them. So I'm like, wait, what? Who was that? And yeah, I think that would be cool. Also, like when these things like when topics like this come up, it would be cool if they had, instead of doing some stupid mini challenge, they could like maybe teach them something or do something where they have to learn
Mm.
more about this topic or have somebody explain it in um deeper lengths. That way they can sort of do, because this show is based a lot on looks and references and like history, and I think if they were to incorporate that, it would be pretty cool. It'll like separate it from other shows, I think. But I don't know, maybe.
True, but I can see the audience fast forwarding through that.
Yeah, but I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it'll be educational, and if they do it in a fun way.
I remember, like the British baking show. They used to do that in the first few seasons. Um, I mean, they would cut away from the competition to present like a pre-recorded or pre produced section where they would talk about the history about a certain pastry or something.
Mhm.
And I've been rewatching some of those episodes, and I'm like, I need to skip this. I don't care. Just get me back to the competition. Like, it sounds interesting, but maybe the way they presented it was also kind of boring. So if they incorporated it to like the mini challenge, that would be cool.
Yeah. All right. So they do the mini challenge, and that incorporates some political issues. I think that's what this whole thing was about. At least
Yeah.
that's what I've got from it. So they call it Dragas en Campaña, which is like they're campaigning, I guess. They're
Hmm.
creating a song. It was a weird mini challenge because they're creating a song, they're singing live, and they're writing lyrics to songs that they have to, I guess, just come up with. I don't know if they had these songs already created and they just wrote lyrics to them. They all sounded really bad. It sounded like they were just singing random words, no melody. Like it was so bad.
Yeah. Well, the band was like basically uh, improvising right on the spot. So it sounded like, okay, they were listening to whatever rhythm the the queen was like singing at, or rapping at, or whatever they were doing, and then they would just try to play along, because you could tell, like, okay, they took a second to start. Um, so I mean, props to the to the live band for that, because a lot of them went through, like you said, it sounded disjointed.
It really did. And they had help in writing these lyrics
Oh yeah.
by a stand up comedy group. And
Hmm.
it didn't really seem like they helped a lot. Maybe they made it worse because they were so bad. And I don't know why they needed these people to help them. Maybe they just came in just for fun, and they did end up judging the talent. Or I mean, can we call it talent? I don't know. None of them could sing,
Yeah.
right? They were
Yeah,
all
and I mean, it's
bad.
just the way that it was written too. It's not like they were really composing a song. It was like a speech. It was more like a speech that rhymed at some point. Um, I think it was just too many elements at the same time. Like, if they would have kept it at without the music, just the speech,
Hmm.
um, and then the stand up eras, or whatever they were called. If they just helped them with the comedy side of it, then yeah, I mean, I think it could have worked. But to try to then do the live singing and then incorporate the band,
Yeah,
it
because
was a
they had to
lot.
make it funny too. They had to make it funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, there is a winner. They have actual winners, which was interesting. So they had the top three, and the first place, which was Arias, she gets 5 stars added to her points. At this point, can we? I think they just need to stop trying to fool us that these stars mean anything. Because let's not pretend. I mean, let's stop pretending that they don't add that this is a fair competition. You know, they add the stars however they want at the end, and
Yeah.
there's no point in these stars. And second is Juana Guadalupe. She gets 3 stars, and then third is Catriona. She gets 2 stars. Yeah. What was your final thoughts or your thoughts on this challenge or mini challenge? I mean, I know you already spoke about it, but like anything else that you wanted to add?
I mean, like I said, it was just a lot of elements. The What I was noticing though is that they, like, during their stand up singing routine, whatever it was, during the campaign songs, um, they were in drag, but they weren't like fully made up. Um, Especially when it came to like their makeup, and their wigs were not completely like put properly on. Um, and then when they were like choosing who the winner was going to be, then they were out of drag, and it seemed like they just cut to that. So I wonder how that recording actually went?
I don't know, but it's one of those things where it's not even so bad it's good. It's just really bad. I would have just cut this from the episode. Like this is trash, trash. Like I'm not even.
Like,
I'm
what's the
not.
value of it?
Yeah, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like it's literally you. Nobody wants to see this. Like nobody would want to see this. Like I don't know why they kept it. I would have just cut it. But anyways,
I mean, props to them for putting up with that, for making them. I mean, they looked really foolish.
yeah, yeah, I know. But anyway, so they announced the winners and we go on to the camerino, which I don't have any notes. I know they got into some deep stuff, and I think some of these can sort of be a little heavy or maybe not too interesting to talk about. But if you have anything that you want to um, say about what they spoke about, go
I
ahead.
mean, um, yeah, like you said, I mean, they focus a little bit on, they start talking about like eating disorders and stuff, and how basically in the eyes of the public, or in the eyes, or sometimes even like your family or whatever, you're never gonna win. Like, everyone gets judged for whether you're big or whether you're skinny. Like, no one will ever like um, say, okay, you're like the perfect weight or something. Like, you're always gonna get judgments from everywhere, no matter what. So he talked a little bit about that, and then Arias was talking about her experience with not having or finding out that her father is not her biological father, and then issues with her mom, and how Arias had to kind of be the once uh she grew up, like, she had to be the one to, I guess, the parent or the mature one to tell her mom, let's start from the beginning, let's start from zero, and move on, even though they had issues um between each other growing up. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
All right, let's go on to the runway. So the first one up is Catriona, and this is again La Más Divina Infant. Here they had a different. Oh no, yeah, it's so they have it here as Divina Infanta,
Huh.
and then so whatever. Y'all know what it is. So Catriona is first. What did you think of Catriona?
That was a really cute performance, I think, from Catriona, and I really liked the dress, and I could see the inspiration coming from the whole Virgin Mary being in her infancy kind of thing, that you could see, like, they, or for example, like when they baptize babies and stuff, they're always dressed like a little, or overdressed in a little cute fluffy thing. So that's what it reminded me of. And I like how she built, or someone built, a whole bed for her to lie on and everything. So yeah, I thought I was expecting a reveal or something, but um, because of the theme, like, I think it's good that she kept it on.
Yeah, I thought, while watching these two episodes, I was thinking like, who am I rooting for? Because I don't really have a favorite.
Like, as we were heading towards the finale.
Yeah, and even
Yeah.
watching the semifinal, but I was still like, I don't even know if I like any of these girls. But I think Catriona is my favorite. Like, as if I had to choose one,
Mhm.
I'm rooting for her because I remember she impressed me a lot. And I think it was the Sailor Moon when she was dancing.
Oh yeah,
And she was
she has
really,
dancing
really
skills.
good.
Mhm.
And so, and then she didn't win, and she didn't end up winning, and I was like, wow, that was crazy. But then I try to, I'm still, um, I wouldn't say that, like this is my all time favorite drag queen ever, but I'm just saying, like, in this competition, I think she's the one that I'm rooting for. But yeah, this dress, I thought it was well made. I think it was, like you said, very pretty, very frilly. Exactly, gives us like that muñeca sort of vibe. Um, it's hard because I don't know if I would absolutely get this being the Virgin Mary. Maybe she needed something different to represent the Virgin Mary. Maybe like a sort of halo like the other girls, or I don't know. But I wouldn't directly say it was like, oh, this is the Virgin Mary when she was little. So that's the only problem I have with it. But I mean, as far as the dress, it looks really pretty, and yeah, I think she did a great job. I don't get the cat either. I know her name is Catriona, and I think that's her thing. She wears ears with everything.
Yeah.
So I think one time I think it was, who was it? It was Raquel or Yari that criticized her for not having ears, and I'm like, that's such a weird thing. Yeah. What if she doesn't want to wear them? Are you gonna say, like, it was so weird to be like, where are the ears? Like, it's just, she doesn't have to wear them all the time. I hope she doesn't feel like she has to wear them all the time. But yeah, I like that. It's cute. All right, so Kelly is next. What did you think of Kelly?
I think she was a very good balance of Kelly and what the theme was, because I don't think it necessarily was to be the Virgin Mary, but like allusions to those types of like statues that you see like in Catholic churches and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think she combined the two elements, and she looked amazing to me. I don't, as part of the look, I don't like that random pillow on top.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I thought she looked great.
Yeah, I do like the look. I don't like the pillow either, and I think her makeup looks the best it's ever looked. And the only thing is, I don't see the to me, this is a little too revealing to be infantil. Like, to me, this is just too much. Like, this is a grown up. This is like the Virgin Mary at 18, you know? It's like when she's going to the club, she's she's
maybe she snuck out and she was out.
Yeah, doesn't give me that, but I do like it. I just don't think it's I think it's too revealing for the runway theme. But yeah, and the bottom, I feel like it should have touched the floor. I don't like that it's floating. That bothers me a little bit. But yeah, she did good. I think it's one of my favorites that she's done. I usually don't like or love her outfits, but I think this one she did good. All right, the next one is La Kylie's. What did you think of La Kylie's?
I did not like this. I feel like it was what Catriona's could have gone wrong, like in this way. Similar color, like bright pink and everything, but with La Kylie's look, it looks, I was gonna say infantile, and maybe that's what the challenge calls, but it looks more like Jojo Siwa than what the challenge should be. And like always, her energy is just so low that she was moving so slow on the runway. I was like, are we gonna be here for like an hour while she takes one step?
Yeah, that's how she moves. I don't get it. I feel like it's the same thing over and over again. The same, just walk one way and then the other and then walk back, and that's it. That's her presentation. And she never gets critiqued. All the other girls, if you don't do a storyline, a freaking dance routine, and tell us something, then you're doing something wrong. You're not doing enough.
She does get critiqued though, but she keeps staying.
Yeah, and she has immunity, so
yeah,
she's never gonna leave. Or will she? Stay tuned. All right, so I didn't mind it. I thought it was nice. I don't know. I agree with the judges. I think Yari was like, this is just the challenge to give us a bigger silhouette, like go frilly with it, give us that visual. And I
Mhm.
think she just stayed to her something that just comfortable with, which is fine. It looked nice, but I wouldn't say it's horrible. Like I wouldn't say she looked the worst. I just think it would have been nice to see something um different, and a different what's it called, um not a yeah, different proportions, more dramatic. I think would have been cool, but it was expected. Like you expect this, it was too expected. All right, the next one up is Aries. And Aries to me was interesting because I liked the first look,
Mhm.
and I thought it was really cool the way it looked,
Mhm.
and it did give me like that religious
Like a
imagery.
habit, like a nun habit.
Yeah, and then she took it off, and it just, I did not like the whatever was underneath. I thought it was really, I don't know, messy, and
Yeah.
I just didn't care for it. What did you think?
I mean, I liked it. I feel like she sacrificed telling a message, right? Having a message on the look, for it being a little bit more cleaned up. Like, it just looked like it was. I mean, it was drawn on, and um, yeah. I mean, it just wasn't clean enough for it to look nice. Um, but overall, like, I think it was effective.
Yeah, I mean, she got the point across, and I didn't read any. I already told you I'm not reading anything on that skirt. Nothing. I'm not reading. So,
You're just
I'm
reading them for having words.
yes, I'm just over it. So, the next one up is Juana Guadalupe. What did you think of Juana?
El trompo. Yeah, she looks
Yeah,
like
she
a
does.
spin top. I thought this was really cool, like really, really inventive, the way the skirt was shaped, and like it seems like she thought about the movement and everything, as far as how she was gonna strut around the runway, and she was able to walk surprisingly, and it seemed pretty uh, like pretty restrictive. And yeah, the only thing I didn't really like was like the color. I feel like it didn't pop on the runway. It was a little too muted, but the silhouette was cool.
Yeah, I agree with the color. It's just very washing. It's washing her out, and it's not really making sense with the whole story, color storyline. But yeah, I didn't like it, honestly. To me, this is one of my least favorites. If I had like a bottom three, this would be in there. I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. I think she doesn't look she doesn't she doesn't look good. Like, to me, if you're gonna wear clothes, you need to look good in them, and she doesn't. Why do you want these things on your arms that don't do anything? They don't accentuate anything. They don't make you look better. Like, if anything, it makes you look awkward. If she would have done maybe a smaller shoulders and then the skirt, great. But I just think she just threw her proportions off, and it didn't work for me. I didn't like it. The next one up is Dimitria. And again with the color. This color was also
Hmm.
in the same sort of like beigey gold. I don't know what kind of color this is, like yellowish. It's such a weird color. It almost looks
Hmm.
like something you put on a tablecloth or something, like one of those like dirty old tablecloths. It just didn't read good on camera. Maybe in person it read better, but
Yeah.
on camera it just did not. And I think it just pulled everything down, and the hair, I feel like it should have been, it just pulled her down too. Like the length of it, maybe it should have been up or to the back. just it was everything, and then she had tears down, so everything kind of seems to go downwards. There was nothing like making her
She was sad.
yeah, well, yes, because she's wearing an ugly outfit. Who would
Because they're
not be
painting on
sad?
her. I didn't like it either. Like I like the top portion of it. There's some neat ideas there, but the dress, like the skirt, just looked like a blanket that was just uh converted into a dress. Um, like there was no life to it and no um like design to it. And so I think similar to like Aries, she sacrificed trying to tell a story that I'm not sure I even know what it's about for the instead of presenting like a look that actually looked good. Um, yeah.
Yeah, the next one up is Electra Walpurgis, and this was my least favorite. I did not like this at all. Um, I just didn't think it all went together. Like there were so many conflicting fabrics, colors. She does this thing with the blood that she does in the next episode too. It's just all played out. It's like I'm tired of this bloody like sort of what is this trick that they put blood in their mouth and then they spill it, and it's supposed to be shocking. At this point it's just not. It's corny. It's just stop. So I didn't like it. What did you think?
Yeah, it was just too many ideas all in one look. Um, my thought at first was that that pillow in the back just seemed tacked on, like it wasn't part of the dress. But like looking at it closer, there's a lot of tacked on things. Um, I think there's a version of this that could work um, as like an evil serpent queen or something that is like greedy and is wanting all the riches of the world and stuff. But it kind of stops at the top of the dress, and then the skirt has none of those elements, and it's just a lot of clashing going on here.
Yeah, it's not my favorite at all. My least favorite. But you know who disagrees? The judges, because Electra is the winner of this challenge. She is la más Divina Infantita. And Dimitria and La Kailis are the bottom two. But since La Kailis has immunity, she chooses Kelly to take her place instead. So that means Dimitria and Kelly are going to lip sync to La Chapa que Vibran by Materialista, I think. Materialista, sorry. Materialista. And Dimitria is eliminated from the competition. Yeah, what did you think of the lip sync, of the immunity thing, of
Well, the immunity thing is it is what it is.
but why did she
Um,
choose Kelly? Kelly wasn't even bad.
I think she was thinking. Well, I don't want to just say what she was thinking, but I can see
Just
her
because she was
maybe.
trans.
No. Well, maybe that it was her complaint all along. Um, no, I think it's more of like Kelly. It seems like one note. Like she's always doing like the sexy looks. It's basically a Kylie's.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be versus each other because of that. So I think that was maybe her thinking, like trying to take the whole competition into consideration. Um, but yeah. So I mean, it is what it is, and it gets to, like at least gets to stay. Man, the lip sync, neither of them knew the words. It was yeah, not fun to watch at all.
No, I don't think I don't know if they give them the songs in advance. Maybe they should start doing that because none of the lip syncs that feel like they know the words too.
Hmm.
Um yeah, it's pretty embarrassing, especially when the judges are the singers are the judges, and then they're like,
Mm-hmm.
eh. Yeah, it's just awkward. But I don't. I mean, she only had Juana Guadalupe, Arias, and or she only had Kelly, Juana, and what's that other girl's name? Arias to choose from because what's her name? Electra had one. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been Arias to go next. But
I feel like they all think she is one of the strongest, so I don't think that would have gone if she was trying to be quote unquote fair. I don't think that would have gone on well.
yeah, well, I mean that's the point. Make her lip sync. She's your strongest competition. Um. All right, so we will be back with episode 10. We're just gonna take a quick break. So yeah, we'll be back. All right, we are back with La Más Draga S6, episode 10. This
The
episode is
semifinal.
semifinals. Yes, we are here with 6 queens left, I believe. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so 6. One of them was eliminated last week. So 6 queens in the semifinal. That's kind of crazy. That's pretty much like a competition of all stars. No, well, I don't know. Sometimes they have 10 queens. I think the first season didn't they have like 10 or 8 queens? It was pretty short,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So this could have been like the first season. It's crazy. Yeah, this episode is titled La Más Galardonada, which I don't know what that word means.
Um. What the like? I think like. Uh.
I know it's an award show thing.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was trying to. It's like the most praised or the most awarded. I think something like that.
Okay, so that's what the correlation is.
And basically, it's like a they have to do a red carpet look.
Yeah,
That's a
that's the
little
challenge.
more elevated than that. So I'm guessing like a oh, what's the one event that everyone dresses up like that there's a theme, the gala,
Coachella?
Met Gala.
Oh, yeah, the Met Gala.
What did you say?
I said Coachella.
Oh no, no, the Met Gala.
Yes. All right. So the award show, red carpet look. This episode is kind of crazy. There's a lot of different challenges. There's like 3 different challenges. So the first one, Alexis introduces the mini challenge, the mini reto, which is not really mini because they have to jump out of a
And it's not
plane.
really a reto either.
No, it's like at first,
This could have gone in like the extras.
yes, because it has nothing to do with the competition at all.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
See, I thought that she was because Alexis mentions that if they don't do it, they're going to be replaced. But I think
Yeah,
that was a
yeah.
joke.
Well, that's what I didn't understand because I mean, one, they did have to get into Insta drag, and then, um, yeah, and then they cut to them. They did a whole staging thing where they drank cough syrup or something,
Hmm.
and then they cut to them waking out outside on the floor, like next to an airplane, and they make it seem like it's a surprise. You haven't seen this airplane, but anyways, yeah, Alexis 3XL, she mentions that they have to parachute off of an airplane, and whoever does not do it, whoever refuses, they automatically lose their spot in the finale. So I guess like immediately eliminated, right? Because otherwise, why would they do um the rest of the challenge or the runway? But then like a few minutes later, they take it back and they say it's not mandatory. So then, what's the point of this? It feels like they were like, okay, you have to, like, on the spot, they were like, you have to. But then they thought about it, and they're not going to eliminate the only one that didn't want to do it, which was Aries. So
Electra
then,
didn't do it either.
well, they didn't know that at that time. She was all for it. She was the one that was like, oh, I've been looking forward to doing this, like in her own, like in life, I guess.
So
Like,
Arias didn't even get on the plane.
mm-mm.
Oh,
Arias decides not to do it and stays at on the ground, and they just see her once they come back down. But yeah, so she doesn't even get on the plane. And the other thing is that the you can see the eliminated queens in in the airplane.
yes.
They were in there. Um, I could clearly see Alexis Mugler because of the makeup. and and then once they're up there, so Electra decides that she, like, they're about to jump, and she's like, I can't do it. And the one person that was like, yeah, and no, so she doesn't do it, and they just say, like, I guess they're like, this is testing your bravery. But it sounds, yeah, it sounds really dumb the way that they fit this into the show.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. They didn't. They, at first, they probably were serious, and then they realized, like, oh shit, like we can't just
Eliminate
eliminate
Arias.
Arias.
We
Yeah.
want her in a finale. Yeah.
So why do we watch this? It was like Fear Factor. Um, was yeah, it was just kind of pointless. I did like that Alexis was dressed up as Jorgen von Strangle from the Fairly Odd Parents.
I was
That
like,
was
what
cute.
the hell is that? I didn't notice. Alexis
No?
3XL?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up.
All right, so they go back to the camerino and they are presented with a mega reto where they will be doing the way they present it is so not what it lives up to. But it's a music video of Posa que Posa, which is an original song from La Más Draga. And so all of the girls are told they're going to have to do a music video. They didn't really go into details. They pretty much just say, we're going to do a music video and then cut to them doing a music video. So they
Hmm.
didn't show them learning the words, what's like
Hmm.
nothing. Like we don't know if they had this ahead of time, like how much time they had, nothing. They just introduce it and then we go right into it. And all they have
Yeah.
to do is pretty much lip sync and move around. And that's it.
Hmm. Hmm. And yeah, I didn't have to write lyrics or anything either. Just lip
No,
sync to, is it Yadi who sings the
I
song?
think so. And it's
Yeah.
this little like box,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
3D,
Hmm.
not 3D. It's like a what's it called? Like an
They're
LED
just
screen.
screens, yeah, like all over, like all around them. There's screens, and basically they're just there, like lip syncing to the song. And yeah, like you said, I definitely thought it was going to be a lot more production involved than that.
No, yeah. Honestly, it was easier than a lip sync for your life thing.
Yeah,
So, but this
and when they show us like the final um edit of it, like it looks really cheap too.
yeah, because they all they use is that, but like it's literally just them doing that, and it's
Hmm. With the regular cameras,
regular cameras, not interesting at all, and
no interesting lighting either, nothing. Yeah.
uh-uh. So yeah, that's the mega reto. Wow, for the semifinals. They don't really say who wins, so after that, they just go into the camerino, which they they do mention that it's their last time being there, and then they mention other stuff. Which again, I'll let you go for it because I have nothing to say.
Well, you made a joke earlier that like I at least chose Kelly to go for her in the lip sync, because she's trans. I don't mean to laugh because of that, but I laugh because they've talked about that before, and they bring it up again. that Kelly um, says that she felt attacked by certain queens. I think she says Chantel was one of them, and then she says that she feels like it's because she was being um, I I don't know, discriminated against. I don't know if that would be the word that she would use, but basically she was treating her differently because she was trans. And then like the girls were like um kind of dispelling that and more saying no, it's because it's you because you're a lot. Um and then the other thing they talk about is just Electra talks about being HIV positive. And yeah, I mean that's it.
All right, let's go into the last challenge, which is the runway. So again, it's La Más Galardonada, which is pretty much an award show, red carpet look. So I was expecting like just glamour.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting, and I didn't get that. I don't think I got that. So let's see what you think. Juana Guadalupe is the first one. What did you think of Juana Guadalupe?
For Juana, like just taking into account what the challenge is, I felt like I'm thinking of like a Met Gala look. And I think this was really cool. Like if she could have easily just taken away like that those clouds, like the wing cloud or whatever. I don't know how would you describe that, but they look like clouds. And then they would be just a simple look, but I think that adds a lot to the look and makes it a lot more dynamic. So yeah, I mean, I thought this was really, really well done.
So I did not interpret it as like the Met Gala. I thought it was an award show. So that's why I was expecting like Oscars, like very just glamour and not so much costume. And that's why to me it was just like very disjointed. I don't hate the look. I just think it was too much for the theme. You would not see somebody walking the red carpet with this on. It just wouldn't happen. But I think the piece on her shoulder is a little too big. I think that's a little. It doesn't make sense. I don't know what it is. Like I don't get it. I don't get what that is. So I think I would need like a concept behind this to be like, oh, to appreciate it
She's
more.
Queen of the Clouds. She took Tobalu's title.
Tuvalu, I just don't. I don't hate it. I just don't. I think it would have been better without those things. Honestly, it would have been more dramatic because it has this big tail, sort of like it flares out at the bottom, and it's very dramatic at the bottom. I think if it would have been more simple makeup, it would have been way more impactful, in my opinion. And those things to me just take away from the silhouette. So I don't appreciate it. It's not my favorite. It's not bad. It's just things that I would change. All right. The next one up is Aries. What did you think of Aries?
You mean Eduarda Scissorhands?
Eduarda. Yeah. That was pretty cool. The big claws.
I love this look. Very intricate. Lots of things to catch your eye. Yeah, I think she went all out with this. And again, like if we're like, I'm thinking of it as like a Met Gala over the top thing, because otherwise I don't know how any of them would be walking around with these looks. So if we can have Doja Cat as an actual cat, then I think Arias can be walking around as Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, I think, like I said, what I was expecting, it was different. I don't hate it. Again, it's just not what I was expecting for the theme. I think it's a little bit too much for red carpet. A little too costumey for red carpet. I like the look. It's just to me didn't meet my expectations of the theme. And they didn't really say, was it Met Gala? Was it? So to me, this is how I'm interpreting it because they didn't specify.
Well, they can't say Met Gala because that's a US thing. So you know how they try to distance themselves
Okay,
from
yeah.
all of that.
Yeah, that's true.
So they still want to use certain things, but they don't want to call them what it is.
And I get that it's drag and everything's bigger and exaggerated and stuff. But like, I just, to me, the theme, because sometimes on Drag Race they'll have red carpet themes, and they'll like literally be like, this needs to be a red carpet look. Like, you need to be wearing this at a red carpet.
Yeah.
And so that's where my mind was going to. But like I said, I don't hate the look. It's a cool look. All right, so the next one up is Catriona, and to me this was my favorite look, because to me this, I could see this on a red carpet. Not the cover up, but the dress itself. The black dress was really elegant, was really beautiful. She has, I don't know why I've never noticed her makeup, but I think she has the most impactful face. Like, her makeup is just very like severe, and like, I don't know, it's just very cool, like the way she paints herself. It does remind me of a cat. Like, it's very,
It does,
like,
yeah.
cat-like. It's cool. And I just love this look. I thought it was great. I like the little setup in the back. She's been doing that for the past 2 episodes, which I think it tells me that she's really invested. She wants to do more than just, a red carpet dress. And she did it her way, like interpreting it as like this moon goddess sort of thing. It's kind of Sailor Moonish to me. Maybe that's why I like it. But yeah, I think she did great. What did you think?
Yeah. I really liked both the coat, I guess, and the dress. I thought it was impeccable. She had her ears, so Yari can't say anything. And I like how she interprets the ears differently into every look. So there's always like a new, like, she uses her imagination, and it's not just, okay, I'm gonna put on some fake ears or something. Like, this one looks like it's made out of her hair. The only thing that I'm not in love with is the peekaboo in the back. Like, I feel like it could have been either another color that matches more of her skin tone to make it look like that's what it is, or just keep it as black sheer, and I think it would have worked better. Just that color is a little too off.
All right, the next one up is Kelly, and she's dressed as the evilest woman, right? What's her name? Cruella DeVille.
Evilest woman.
Evilest woman alive. Isn't she known as like don't they describe her as like something?
Oh no. She is.
I don't know. I was gonna say like a devil woman, devil worshiper. No, there's something where they call her like, maybe it's in the song that she has. She's cruel. She kills animals. Isn't that very evil? Like, that's,
Yes.
she likes to hurt animals. That's evil. Yeah. What did you think of Kelly?
It has a similar silhouette to Catriona's. Obviously took it a completely different way. Instead of a cat, it's dogs. Dalmatians. But she looks great. She looks great. And I mean, that's one thing we can always say about her, right? You know what you're gonna get with her. And I think her interpretation, like the way her movements on the runway, I think it sold it. And yeah, I think she did well.
I like the dress more than I like the hair and her makeup. I think her makeup was too much for this look. It took away a little bit from the glamour. I think she paints a little older here. Like, she looks older. She's young, and like every time she paints, in the camerino she looks so young, and then she comes out and she looks older. She looks like 10 years older. I think she needs to figure out how to her skills need to improve, or just her technique. I don't know, something, because it's not you don't want to look older. That's not the point, I think. But I think it could have been a little polished, like the wig was coming off at the end, like in the back, just things like that. But the dress is cool. I like it. Um, it's a weird reference for her. I've never gotten this sense of her being into cartoons or being like what are those called? People that dress up as comic cosplayers. Yeah. So it's just kind of out of left field, but it's cool. It's another, I guess, another side of her, but it wasn't my favorite. It was just okay, like to me. The next one up is La Kylie's. What did you think of La Kylie's?
So you're gonna say this is your favorite because it seems now this is too understated for me. Like this is what you would see like at the Oscars or something. I specifically remember what's his name saying that
Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny saying that it needs to be like, oh, I don't know how to say the term, but haute couture, whatever. And yeah, this is not it. This is just too, like I said, understated. Like she looks good, but for the challenge, it's not really what it's asking for.
I think, I don't know. It's not my favorite. I'm not gonna say that it's my favorite because I don't like the fact this dress was a weird silhouette. Like it was attached. This little shawl or like the jacket moment was attached to the skirt. It was a weird dress, and I didn't love it. But I do think the red carpet theme was there, and so to me this was like more on theme for the runway. But I just don't like the dress itself. It wasn't, even though it was trying to be interesting, it wasn't interesting. It just kind of looked awkward. So I wouldn't put it at the bottom though. No, but it was not my favorite.
So you would put it at the top.
And no, not the top either. Even though it is like it is red carpet. The top would be, if I had to rank them, it would be Catriona. And then probably Kelly, because her dress looks more red carpet. And then her, like Kylie's. And then, what's her name? Arias. Then Juana. And then the last we're going to get to her, which is Electra Walpurgis. What did you think of Electra?
I think it went too costumey, and I'm not in love with the silhouette. Like the hips, they're too exaggerated and does not look good. I think I heard them say that there was something of like a longer skirt or something that was supposed to be attached, and for some reason that element was taken away, and I think that could have made it look a little bit more red carpet kind of look. But as it is, like it's cool, and you can clearly see all the work that went into it, so I'm definitely not going to say it's a bad look, but I just think it's missing like that glamour, I think.
Yeah, it's just nothing and everything. It's like nothing. There's no point of view. There's nothing like I can say this is what she took inspiration from, and then there's everything, because there's just so much going on. So it's kind of this weird thing where you don't know what it is. So that makes it hard to really understand. And
just admit it, you hated the blood again.
And she did the blood thing again, which is, to me, that's a sign of someone that's just doesn't have enough creativity or imagination. I don't know. To me, it just seems so at this point, you've seen it every season, multiple times every season. It's just so overdone. It's so overdone. Like, stop. Just it doesn't add anything. Did you go like, wow, when she did that? Did you like, were you shocked?
No.
No, it didn't add anything. Like, nothing. It's just not gonna add anything to the performance at all. So yeah, that was a strike against her for sure. You're right. And then the look, I just don't get it. I don't get it what it is. It's just weird. It's weird and not in a good way. I like weird. Weird is good sometimes, but this is just like nothing and everything, like I said. So not my favorite. All right. That is the runway. Um, there is a twist. So since this is the semifinal, they decide to put all of them not in the bottom, but they all have to lip sync. To wait, to know. So I believe Electra ends up winning, right? No, not
Yeah.
Electra.
Yeah.
Oh, she does end up winning?
Electra. Yes.
Because I know that she ends up choosing, right?
Hmm.
So the twist is that they're all gonna lip sync, but the winner of the Mega Reto gets to to choose
Pick the
who's she's gonna go
song
against and the
and
song.
yeah, exactly.
So she doesn't win the runway. She just wins because she won the Mega Reto. Um, so she chooses to go against Juana Guadalupe, and she chooses the song Disciplina. And then like Kylie's is gonna go against Catriona to the song Slow Mo, and then Kelly is gonna go against Aries to El Anillo, and so they all lip sync. They all do the lip syncs individual or in pairs. And what ends up happening is that four of them move on, except for Kelly and La Kailis, who
Mhm.
are eliminated from the competition. So they won't be going on to the finale. So that means that one of those lip syncs was a winner in both, right? So Electra and Juana both kind of won their lip sync in a way. Or they could, maybe you could say it's a tie kind of thing. But anyways, they didn't really go based on the
Mhm.
lip syncs, to be honest. It was just, I think, who they wanted there, because they didn't really say
Yes.
who won or who lost, and they just chose the ones who were going to get eliminated.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you think of all this? The twist, the lip syncs. Was there anything that stood out in the lip syncs? And then the eventual eliminated queens.
I think the twist was cool. I just don't like how they manipulated the results and manipulated who the winner was. Um, and it's kind of unfair that the winner of what I mean, Electra was the winner of, I guess, the Mega Reto, but was there no winner for the runway? Then what was the runway for? Then there's a lot of questions there. Like, how did they judge it? And for the winner to have to lip sync as well, it's strange. Then what's the point of winning? I felt like the lip syncs got better and better as they went. For example, and I don't think anyone was bad necessarily. Um, like, I thought the Juana versus Electra was good, and then I liked Kylie's versus Catriona as well. I thought that was better than the other one, and then the best one I thought was Kelly versus Aries. So I think it's the first time there was some entertaining, fun, not disappointing lip syncs in an episode of La Más Draga.
Yeah, I agree. The lip syncs were really surprising because they were entertaining, and the only thing that it just takes away from the, like you said, from the point, like, this is the first time we get good lip syncs, and then at the end it doesn't even matter because they just choose whoever they want to choose.
Hmm.
And they don't even really say why they got eliminated. They don't give them a reason. They don't really explain. They just say these are the two moving on, or the two eliminated. Not like because of this, or you lost your lip sync. I'm sorry. Nothing. It's just like you two move on, or all four of you are in, and then these two are eliminated. So I feel like it's a little disrespectful to the queens that got eliminated because they don't even know why they got eliminated, and I think they should give them some feedback, and they didn't provide that, so it was weird, and it doesn't really leave you with like a sense of, oh, this was fair,
Hmm.
because they deserve to get eliminated. It's just not a good way to end the semifinals.
At the same time, I'm fine with them getting eliminated.
Like Kylie's had it coming
Yeah,
since forever.
yeah, and I'm fine with Kelly going as well. Out of
Yeah,
the ones that were left.
yeah. I think that's. I mean, if it would have been more obvious, or I think it would have been better. Or if they would have stuck to their decisions of like jumping from the plane, then you get eliminated. All this stuff, like it would have just
Hmm.
been. It would have been. It would have made the episode, I guess, more suspenseful, and all these retos, all these challenges would have mattered in the end. But then all of this was for nothing, literally.
Hmm.
We still don't know why, if somebody won, why somebody lost. We don't know. Like all these challenges were like really for nothing because at the end they just chose whoever they want. So
Hmm.
it's just kind of pointless.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the semifinal. The reunion and the finale is next. I started watching the reunion and it's 2 hours long, so it's gonna be crazy. I don't know what the hell they're talking about for 2 hours, but they are talking.
I'm gonna
And
use that fast forward button.
yeah. Um so we're gonna recap that and the finale in one episode. So that'll be the next episode. But anyways, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything else you want to say about the episodes, or anything else you want to uh your last message of the season, or not the season, but maybe
We
your
still
thoughts
got
on the
some to
whole.
go.
We still got some to go, but I guess maybe your standout moment from the season, if you can remember.
um, my standout moments. When Belinda was there and they effed up her song. And I love that song so much, and they messed it up. Um, yeah, I
What about
mean,
Braulio Chumil?
I heard some rumors that something happens in the reunion with Braulio Chomil. I'm just kidding. Nothing specific. I just heard that maybe she has the best look of the night. Who knows?
Hmm.
Um, but no, I mean, I feel like I expected Braulio Chomil to leave sooner rather than later, just because it's a completely different type of drag. That was not really going to go over well. It just doesn't fit in with what the others are doing.
Yeah. I think my standout moment, I think it was the Sailor Moon thing. It's just memorable because they did a Sailor Moon challenge.
Sure, yeah.
So I think that sticks out. Um, I want to think of a look that was really cool. I know there was one that I was like, this is super cool, but I can't remember it. So I guess it wasn't that great. um,
There's just been so many that if we don't go back and like actually look at them, then we're not gonna remember.
I do remember a bird. Remember there was somebody with a bird. Was it Arias that came out looking like a straight up out of
Yeah.
a movie?
Yes, I think it was ideas. Yeah, and moving. moving like a bird and everything.
Yes. And I did expect Ariel to be here in the finale. I think she got cut way too soon. Just because she called out the production, the
That's funny.
favoritism. So I did. That was one that I was like, "What? Ariel is gone." Like that was crazy. So, um, yeah, I think those are the my moments. But we'll come back to you in the next episode about this question, to see what was your standout moments.
I think it fits better with a reunion.
Okay, yeah, maybe something will happen there that'll shock us. So, all right, thank you so much. We will see you next time. If you want to follow us, you can follow us. Can you follow the podcast on? You just subscribe, right? You just subscribe online. Hit the subscribe button, and so you can get the episodes when they come out. I mean, this is a La Más Draga podcast, so we won't have episodes until La Más Draga airs. But you can go ahead and um, listen to the old episodes. We have all the seasons, so you can go from the first season to this season, and then we also have RuPaul's Drag Race recaps, the past seasons. We won't be doing those anymore, but you can still listen to the past ones. So yeah, go ahead and do that. If you have any questions, you can message us or leave an email, or what is it? Leave a comment or send an email to our Gmail, which is quien es la más podcast dot no not
At
the at gmail
gmail.com.
dot com.
Yeah. And follow, you can follow the podcast on Instagram, and yeah, and they can follow you on, where are you more active
Yeah.
now these days?
I guess TikTok. You can follow me on TikTok if you want.
At Yes It's Yee.
Yes, it's Yi. Yeah, that is my TikTok handle. So go ahead and follow that. If you want any commentary on Drag Race, it'll be there. All right. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.